Germs. We're on episode 23 of the walkthrough, picking up from siofra River Bank. So there has been some changes since last episode. I have changed to a Faith Dex build I've been talking about for a while. It's one of the builds I suggested for newer players. I said Faith Strength, so you could use Great Shields, but all you want is Faith and obviously some kind of physical damage. Now, I stated this walkthrough is for everybody, every build. It doesn't matter. We're covering it all, so it doesn't matter anyways. But I did say Faith builds are, really friendly to newer players. But throughout the walkthrough, I'm going to change builds. I'm going to respec quite a few times. We're going to run into stuff. I'm going to show you guys what this does or what that does. Mainly, probably just stay around Faith builds, but just to try out stuff, keep it fresh. It's my second time going through this whole walkthrough. As I've stated, I had to redo it because of save issues. But because of that, I'm just going to try out new stuff and, show you guys what's going on. So I did bring Vike's War Spear up to +6. I kept 15 intelligence to keep this shield because I really like it. Now, late game, there's a spear I really want for intelligence. I think you only need 18. So since I'm only going to need 3 points for that, I can go high dex, use some face stuff, use some mint stuff, and just kind of have fun with what I want to do. I did bring Claw Mark Seal up to +12, so our incants are going to get some damage. Now, before we proceed into the other underground area, there's a few things we want to do. Now, I want to grab some stuff I didn't realize we missed. So, when I went to go to a Faith build, I wanted to buy some spells. I'm like, wait, where's our prayer book? We didn't have it. So, I went ahead and picked them up, but regardless, I'm going to show you guys where they are real quick. So, jump on over to the left side chamber. Now, when we did Stormville, I said we were going back for this when we cleared the courtyard. And to be completely honest, guys, I just forgot. There's so much stuff here. There's so many paths. So I say, rest assured, guys, if we miss something, we'll be going back to get it. That damage is a little lackluster, isn't it? Ooh, okay. Really nice choice stuff. I try the mage stuff. Like, I really like the melee weapons for intelligence. And, like I said, I might even respec back to that later. But for now, I want to do some fire stuff. To be honest, I just missed my faith. Now, in this game, I will say you don't have to go really high into faith to be able to get really good incantations. There's just some, that you might need 45 to 50. For the most part, as long as you get up to like 30 faith, you have you'll be able to get most of the good ones. I also really like this Ash of War. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. So, as you get through the courtyard here, guys, what we were supposed to do is go down into this room. Like I said, I ended up missing this, but we're just gonna run back. So you're gonna need a stone sword key, and we all, we went over them like 1 or 2 episodes ago, and I said how many we had. We had like 4 or 5 or something, so we're good. The relative hold, there's like 3 you can buy there from the Twin Maiden Husk. So don't worry about that. So as you work your way down here, guys, you're going to end up seeing a stone sword key door right here. So make sure you use that. The first chest is going to be a seal. The Godslayer seal is going to boost Godslayer incantations like this, like Black Flame. And then your Godskin prayer book right there. And you jump on over here to Church of Vows. As I mentioned, this is the only place you should be turning in scrolls and turning in prayer books. There should be nowhere else, as this guy never leaves. He never goes anywhere. Now, we've turned in lightning prayer books. I've already turned in this prayer book. Make sure you do if you're doing a faith build. Now, this is the recommended build I said for newer players. I just was doing something different myself. But, I'm going to jump back into it. It's very good, very viable for the base game. But yeah, so you can go down to study incantations. He's got a couple here. So Black Flame is really good. Black Flame continuously saps health. So Black Flame is weighty. After dealing damage, it continues to sap foes' HP for a very short time. So it will continuously do damage. Now the sword buff does that, but this thing doesn't last. And when I tell you it lasts 6 seconds, I literally mean it lasts 6 seconds. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gone. It's not worth it. If it lasted longer, it'd be worth it because you could just stack up that Black Flame and really put damage off. But it just doesn't last long enough to, you know, for me to recommend it. It's really shitty. But while we're here, guys, go ahead and change it to nighttime. There's a lot of bell-bearing hunters out in the world, and one does appear here. So while we're here, might as well go and take him out. There's a few. So if you see Turtle Pope, he's not here yet. Yeah, just keep changing time. And I did mention, it's like sometimes with this walkthrough, you gotta go back and do stuff like this. You know what I mean? Stuff that we forgot. And it's not always forgot. It's like there's a better time for it, you know. But we did forget the prayer book. But this, I was gonna hold off and do them all at once. However, since we're right here, oh, he got us. This guy does a lot of damage. With him, you really want to just keep healing as he's hitting you. Doing Darth Vader shit. It's kind of a pain in the ass, isn't he? This is kind of why I was trying to wait to fight him. If you can parry, he's really not even that bad. But, you know, he's doing shit from range. It could be quite a problem because of that. His shield does blood loss build up. Dodge. I mean, you can kind of see where some of this is coming, you know, but not always. Slowly work him down. If you can parry, it takes 2 parries. Now, I do not know why he has not been staggered yet, but... Oh, we're out of health. Probably gonna kill us, honestly. Oh! He beat us to it. Yeah, I wanted to do this while we were right here. We'll probably just go back. So there's gonna be, like... Let's put it this way. So, we got one in the Capitol. We have one here. We have one at War Master's Shack. One at the Shaded Castle, who's actually the main boss, and not even a Bellbearing Hunter, just the same enemy. So there's multiple ones. I was gonna do it now since we were right here, but it's looking like it's just gonna be better for us to wait. But yeah, guys, as far as my build goes, I don't really know what I want to do yet, you know. But I do know that since I am doing the walkthrough, and that's the main reason why I actually went to the Faith build is because it was the one I suggested. Even though this is built, I said, you know, we're going to cover all builds and make sure everybody's okay. And even with that, it's like, I just feel like maybe I should be doing it since I'm doing the walkthrough. But yes, Faith Strength's the best choice, but as long as you have some faith in physical damage, you know, we'll be able to go get Blasphemous Blade, use other faith weapons, but the best part about this is you got offensive stuff here, but then when we get rotted, we can cleanse ourselves. We get poisons, we can cleanse ourselves. We can heal ourselves. We can buff our defenses, buff our damage. There's a lot of survivability and a lot of damage, and it's just a lot of fun at the end of the day. But moving forward to what we're doing, we're going to start going through this place, guys. What we want to do is when we leave that side of grace, we're sticking to the left. But actually, before we do that, since this is right here, so like I said last episode, the main objective is to light all 8 pillars. Now, as far as navigating it, I like to just kind of go to the left and do a circle around. And there's going to be a few, you know, it's going to be left at first, and then, you know, we'll do another area, but we'll go through it. So pretty much, it's like as you go through, you got like a little nook here, but if you run the left side of the water park, like we're going to stay on the left, go in here, stay on the left, just go around this, lighten, doing everything in the center as we go, but it's pretty much to the left. Then we get here, we're just going to run straight to the very back and then work our way up so we can get behind all the enemies here. But it's just the easiest way to navigate it. Now, the cookbook to cure rot is over there. So I tell you guys to follow along from episode 1 to the end so you get stuff because, it's an open world game. You don't play it in a linear way, so if you don't get stuff when we do, you might miss a few things, I mean, I don't care if you guys follow along, I'm going to help you regardless. But I might forget to mention things we've already gotten because we've already got it, So, as always, these guys are still going to be a pain in the ass. Keep that in mind. And he dropped his axe. Yay, it's not really that special. So this is going to be our second pillar. You're going to like that. Lump of flesh. And we might, most likely, wind up going strength faith. But to be honest, the strength faith weapons, like the better ones, don't come for a while. And as long as you have the minimum required dex, you could use this. But I figure until we get to the more strength faith weapons, we'll just go dex, so we get scaling for now, you know what I mean? But that's kind of why we're doing what we're doing. But as we go, we're going to box it in. So you see the bridge here, the pillars, so now we can kind of hit the middle section. Those electric balls are going to fire off at you, and they're going to do massive amount of damage. But as we're here, just hit, the stuff in the middle, make sure I don't miss anything. We've lit that pillar, we've lit that pillar, okay. Now we can go up this way. And we can clear all the guys out if you want, but they're like never ending in this section, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Alright, so let's go ahead over to the right. We'll do the center area real quick. A couple big guys are going to spawn in. I light our third pillar. If you lose track of them, like I lose count sometimes, it doesn't matter. As long as you take this route, you're not going to miss any. And that's why we're doing the way I got it planned, because it's just going to make it easier. Now, see how our incantations are hitting with our plus 12. So, 340. Now, that's not charged up. Oh, we don't need to charge up now. He's almost dead. Yeah. So faith builds, if you're comfortable, I mean, we were using katana, so we should be pretty comfortable dodging at this point. But yeah, if you're comfortable keeping your shield in your left hand main weapon in your right, you actually do okay. It's always nice to have a shield, it is. But, it's nice to be able to get to your incantations too, You know what I mean? You got damage go out on both hands instead of just one. So I say get up to 20 mines, we actually start using this stuff. Say the fully charged one. We're already getting over 1,000 damage. Nice. Yeah, I just want to get him out of the way. Another plus, I just put 6 upgrades. Now, we've already got Sombers 1 through 10. And I could have easily, obviously, took this up to plus 10, plus 7, plus 8. But I do want to save those. Because if I end up going for Blasphemous Blade again, which is the recommended weapon if you're a new player, as it's, for one, it's one of the most highest damaging weapons in the game. But on top of that, it also heals you upon kill. Pretty nice. Now you're going to get to the back left corner and you're going to notice this stuff. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I guess we can go and clear it, but the fact of the matter is we're going to drop back down anyway, but I mean we're right here, so we'll go clear it. This time it's just not the way I had it in my notes. What I love about the faith build, we're poisoned. Cleanse me. Now we're not. You know what I mean? Just high survivability as you see. Very high damage. Our last weapon was getting what? 411 or something, so our damage is the same. We don't have blood loss, but there are faith weapons that do have blood loss if you want to use them. I don't think there's as many, but there's, there's some options out there. Good thing about killing this stuff now is when we drop back down, at least we won't have to worry about it then, right? Get your crafting stuff. Alright. So just gonna get back on torrent and do what we were doing before, just head on left. I will say, since I respec'd, I did lose out on some stats, obviously, because it started at 14 dex, 14 int. So going over to faith, a little bit lower on my damage than I was, not a big deal. We'll get it back. So, when you see this hut, get on this rock, because if you don't grab this now, if you don't jump up to grab this now, you have to go around, climb ladders, drop down here to get this, and then do the whole route again. So, save ourselves a trip. We're just going to go and grab that now. I've already lit the pillar in the middle, we're good. And I told you we're going to run that side across from here. So everything over there, don't worry about it. We'll get to it. We just, we're going to do this part first. Go up here, have another big guy, and then another one up top. Oh, shit. I love that you can just sit on it. Unfortunately, the damage is pretty shit. Alright, then these bones. And as we go, like, these early on incantations aren't the best. They're not the worst, you know what I mean? We've probably gotten better spells at this point than we have incantations, but we just went through the mage area, you know what I mean? The mage zone. So that's to be expected. But yeah, certain bosses drop some awesome incantations. We'll get more prayer books, things like that. Any hoosers, get to your left, drop down here. Just working our way around. No, there was a reason to go up there. I think there's something off the side of the edge. Yep, gonna grab that. Now we're gonna work our way over here, and we're gonna meet a merchant. So this merchant is gonna sell something we need for Alexander's quest line. We went into the cave in Caelid and got his dialogue, and he's supposed to be showing up in Liurnia. So when we went to talk to him in Caelid, we had not ran into him in Liurnia. So I'm thinking he's going to be there either after dawn, or maybe he was in Liurnia first. I can't remember. I was trying to do his quest in order. Regardless, the outcome will be the same, so it doesn't matter. We're not losing out on anything. I'm trying to remember all these quests so we're not missing anything at all for anybody. Everyone's able to get stuff. I would go ahead and buy this now. You're probably going to want it later. And this is the one we're going to want right here. As you see, oil pots. And it also just go really well with their build. I never used them before. But, with the fire, so we're probably going to go for Pyromancer, y'all. That's probably what we're heading towards. It kind of just goes there with the most viable build. Now, it's not going to be complete until Mountaintops of the Giants, just like, our intelligence build wouldn't have been. And we might reach back into intelligence when I get there and get the stuff I want. We don't know. We're just, going through the game, finding what seems cool, what we want to play with. Like I said, it's designed for every build, so we're all going to be okay. There's those electric balls. Yeah, they kill you quick. Good news is we've already done all this, so we can just run past it now. See, I thought he already fired off a couple times. I was like, okay, because he only fires like 5 times and disappears. just ignore him this time. Go straight for the grab. That's why I want to take the crap out, because I knew he was just going to follow us back here. Okay, now they're done annoying the living shit out of us. Gonna get whatever they dropped. Now we've been sticking to the left edge up till now, but we want to go into this little structure here. There's actually going to be another side of grace. Then the left is about to actually merge into the right side anyways. You know, while I'm here, let's get rid of our stuff we're not using. We don't have flame shrouding yet. That is coming soon. We're not doing any holy, but we can still do like dex and faith. Get those stats up temporarily. We'll add like 10 stats to each. But as you see, guys, like I said, the left side is going to kind of merge in with the rest of it. So just go through this bottom section here. Getting your crafting stuff, or any loose loot we may have on the, you know, laying around. Now, we can just kind of go straight here towards the edge, get after 4. I think it's either square off or stamp sweep. I want to say we already got stamp sweep. It's got to be square off, which is a weird spot to put it in the underground. It's pretty basic after 4. Yeah, square off. There's nothing really special about it. In fact, there's a lot of starter weapons that have it on there, you know. Alright, so as I stated before, we're going to the very back. You want to ignore everything here, or this is going to be much, much, much harder on you. You're going to see a couple pillars we need to light and things of that nature. However, for now, we want to ignore it. Just head straight on back. You're going to see the stairs. Just go to the left. Right by these rocks over here is going to be your side of grace. Notice there's little spectral guys and they got their bows trained on you. Now with only having 22 minutes in, we're good. We're going to go up these stairs and it's actually going to send us to an area in Caelid that you could not reach otherwise. You could only reach this area in Caelid by this elevator. Get your talisman. Clarifying Horn talisman. Is that the one for Frostbite? No, we already grabbed that one. This one, Sleep of Madness. There, use the Stone Sword key here. Now this is really good. So this is where we can do the Great Jars quest. This is a very hard quest to do. It just revolves around NPC invasions. So you have to pretty much challenge 3 guys back to back, 3 duels, back to back to back. Problem is, it's going to pull from the last 3 people that did it, and every time I come here, it's very late game build. It's people around level 150 that's been to the end of the game that have Rivers of Blood, Moonveil Katana, Dark Moon Greatsword, Blasphemous Blade, you name it. If it's a extremely damaging weapon, they have it fully upgraded. They have shit tons of health, and it's really, really challenging. That being said, I do believe it's worth a shot. If we can't do it now, we'll at least have the side of grace. But I do believe it's very possible. Last time, we still been hitting good levels, even though, like, if I were to take this off and look at my true stats, you know, I only got 20 faith and only 22 dex. It's not like we're really high level. We do have level 18, but we got all of our base stats pretty much wrapped up for the most part of the game. You know what I mean? As you see, I can't even use this weapon because, alright, why can't I use this weapon? Oh, you actually need 16 strength, so I still need but 1 strength. That's fine. Yeah. And that's another thing. If I wanted to do Blasphemous Blade, I need 22 strength. But that's something we could do much later on if we need, you know, we need to do that. Anyways, what I was saying is, these are gonna, you know, we're at level 82. It's not like we're the worst level. You know what I mean? But these guys are probably going to be at level 150. So do keep that in mind. there's gonna be a stone sword key over here, but we have to fight like a draconic room bear. He can be pretty tough. Me, he's just another room bear, but I know a lot of people seem to struggle with these guys. But yeah, he's definitely you know, higher level room bear than you faced. Some moves are different, like that. We're kind of lucked up a little bit, to be honest. Yeah, it's just about dodging, getting your hits in where you can. Obviously, he does a lot of damage. God, I hate the charge attack. And he's gonna spam it too. Of course, why wouldn't he fucking spam it? Okay. He's just staying on you this time. Seal between. You don't have to take this guy out, but you know, we're right here. Whoa, double hop. Yeah, we're right here, so why not? There you go. But not too bad. I've actually read so many comments online. Oh, you think room bear's a tough fight? The one in K-Lid. This bear's actually never killed me, not even once. Challenging, but just heal through it when he does damage. Dodge. Pay attention to when he's actually coming down. Dodge through it. 3 charge critical. 3 charge critical if you're having struggles. That's, you know, how I learned to beat him, and then from there just kind of, you know, got used to their moveset. But he does have that roar, which can be quite crazy to deal with. Alright, from here, there's going to be 2 big golems, and you want to take these guys out before we do this quest, guys. You really, really, really do. Because you do not want this guy firing huge-ass magic gray arrows at you while you're in the middle of a fight. Up here, we can get a really badass strength shield. It's a great shield with a bunch of spikes, and with it, you could like ram into people and get off blood loss. There you go. Oh, give me my critical. Dang. That's the spike palisade shields, like I said. Wow, only 20 strength required. We could actually pull this off if we wanted to. What about our weight, though? Oh, and we could. I don't think I have a weight talisman on. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I said. Just get to 20 endurance. I mean, we got a nice main weapon. We have a great shield. You know what I mean? And the blood loss buildup on this is actually 70. You can just kind of, you know what I mean? Doing light load. I don't know, because I like the no skill, though, is the thing. Yeah, I'm thinking, too, now, because if we wanted to use a lot of other weapons, we'd need at least, you know, 22 strength, 25 strength. We might just end up going faith strength again. It's just real viable. It's, you know, great for the guys, for newer players. And otherwise, it's like I'm going to have to put a bunch of points into strength, too. 7 more points into strength as well. You see he's going to have more health. The legs are kind of protected. That's 4 charged heavies instead of 2. We'll be able to take him down. Regardless, 1 critical is still going to do it. So. Oh, golden great bow. Finally got that. So, what you do is once you make it up here, like I said, it is very, 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 very worth it to go ahead and take out the golems so they're not firing, especially the last one. The first one doesn't matter. The last one, the one we just killed, that's the one to take out, as he's going to be firing great arrows at you. And you work your way back here, hit talk, nothing's really going to happen. You can now see the Knight of the Great Charge Red Summon sign. So you have to do 3 fights back to back. As you see, this one's where, yeah, this guy's been to mountaintops with the giants already. So that is a end game character. Twice the level we are. That one's hard to tell. Although I can tell it's been done Var's Quest with the red eyes. Ugh. I don't know. Let's see this one first. So if you're online, it pulls from the last 3 players that beat it. It's going to be much harder. Otherwise, it's like kind of preset, you know what I mean? So I might be in some real trouble here. Yeah. You see they got a lot of health, they do a lot of damage. Use the Nakakiba, which is wow, 1 slash fucked us up. Be careful. Oh, Bloodflame Blade in the mix. Yes, this guy's definitely gonna be, you know, he's gonna get in trouble, guys. Come on, one more. Alright. So that guy was obviously a threat. Obviously a threat. Nonetheless, we did okay. So next up, we got her, probably another bleed. And that's the thing, it's probably going to be all bleed builds and mage builds and just really, really, really devastating type, you know, enemies. Oh, she's got whips. That's an arcane build, I can tell right now. That's an arcane bow. I can deal with the bow build. See if we can proc that madness on her ass. Lock her up. Also, is that Reduvi or is that the pedal whip? Sapping her health. Using poison on us. Raptor claws. Blood loss on those. So yeah, we're dealing with blood loss builds. Arcane builds, not fun. So that's 2 of 3. It's going much smoother than I anticipated. If you find some of the strength build, you're going to be in real trouble. But this guy is wearing Hoslow's armor, which is the last invasion you do for Volcano Manor questline, and you know, towards the middle of Mountaintop of the Giants, so you might be in trouble in this one. It's just hard to tell, you know what I mean? Just trying to get that backstab. Yeah, another katana means another bleed build. No, Melania's fucking weapon? That's horse shit. Oh, we're dead. This person's beat the game. This is what I'm saying. Really, really unfair sometimes. But that weapon's one of the last weapons you get in the game. That's Melania's weapon. So, very, 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 very devastating. Wild, wild ass support. They can really, really proc frost or blood loss on you. Really no escaping it either. I mean, you could try. I can't get to it with Melania though. I still struggle to dodge that. Oh, we're so close to. Ah, we got so fucking lucky in that. But like I said, guys, it's extremely hard. It really is. We got it. We got our talisman. One of my favorite talismans in the game. Go back, talk to him. Great Jar's Arsenal. So yeah, it may take you a few tries, but it's highly, 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 highly worth it. Now, if you can't do it right now, put a marker, come back later. You know what I mean? You don't have to do things when I do them. I'm trying to do things in, you know, the order I think is best. As far as, you know, what's easiest to hardest, but sometimes harder things are mixed in with easier leveled areas, or level appropriate areas, I should say. Go on the back. Just have enough time to get this done, which is nice. And we got one of the best talismans in the game. That talisman is going to greatly, and I mean greatly, enhance our equip load. So, if we were to just put like 5 more levels into endurance, we would be able to, you know, carry 2 weapons and stuff like that. Alright, so I typically like to do this one kind of backwards how we did the start. So this time we're going to stick to the right side. Take out, you know, the bigger guys as we see them. But as long as you take out those 2 guys we just did, those are your archers. You know, you're going to be all the better for it. Other than that, it's just like those big guys and a bunch of rats. So going straight out here to the back is going to give us another pillar. As I said, I lose count. You know, you're running off to do other things. You come back, but as long as you take the route I'm taking, you're not going to miss any. You know, because we've been thoroughly combing everything and kind of doing full circle, hitting the center areas as we go. So you're good. These rats have a lot of health. Plus 6 weapons. We're at almost level 90. You just survived a hit, so. Alright, we got them down. Go up, take these guys out, light another pillar. See if we can get a backstab on at least one. Sometimes, you know, certain enemies are actually, they'll still be alerted to you somehow. Alright. Get this one. Now let's just jump on Torrent, grab whatever loose loot's up here, and then we know, hey, this whole top section's done. Now there's our next pillar, but before we get that, you know, since we stayed to the that far right side, which is on our left now, just want to make sure we're not, you know, leaving anything behind. So don't think we are, but you know, it's not going to hurt to be safe. Not like we don't have the time on the episode, that's for sure. Third one, okay. Fourth one, I don't remember all you fuckers. Dude kissed Herba. It's not like we missed anything big. Just looks like a couple regular pickups. And then rune. Nope, sliver of meat. Alright, so we're good there. Let's go press forward, light our next pillar. After this one, I think we only have 2 more. This should be number 6. I'm sure you noticed by now, every time you see a pillar, it's going to be surrounded by enemies, but you do get iframes while you're lighting it, so that, you know, they're trying to come for you. While you're lighting it, you're safe. What I do like about our spear is we can effectively block and poke at the same time, so we're protected. We can still get attacked off. So if he hits us right now, as long as we have stamina, we're not going to get hurt, and we can still attack. But he dropped. Mary grabbed the other loose loot. And there was like one more thing. I don't know, we grabbed it on the way up. There's like a loose loot item towards the right downhill here, but we did get it on the way up. I was like, well, since it's right here anyway. So that helps. And we already got the Ash 4 over there, so yeah. Now it's just about sticking to the left side, like I said, and we're just going to work our way up. And that's the final boss fight. We have to like go over here, get some stuff on platform, or this platform. This, the 4 belfry sends you here. Like I said, it sends you to a later game area, but in that area you can't reach when you get to that later game. Like, we can't reach it, but, you know, 4 belfries will send us there, and we'll get to that eventually. We still need one more imbued stone sword key anyway. But yeah, we're just going to work our way down here. Just don't forget, this is the boss fight, but there's still this. And we need to get over here and get some stuff too. And it's, you know, easily missed when you're like, oh, we've already done this, so here's the boss. Let me just do this. You know what I mean? So, just about kind of paying attention where you've been. Make sure you're not missing. I'm still finding little areas that I've missed on multiple other playthroughs. Don't think there's no need to go that way. No, we already did all this stuff. Just kind of make sure you're checking around your trees and do all that. I mean, I've been using so many runes because I was been close for a level, or I want to upgrade a weapon, or I want to buy a stone sword key, or whatever it may be. So you got to start working them back up. Now switching, this build came in as a Dex Imp build, so I'm few levels behind what I was. I was at 25 or 26, 25 with my Dex Intelligence build, and now I'm like at 20, so I effectively lost like 8 levels. Seems like quite a bit right now, but if we want to go change it back later when we find better weapons, we can. But might as well, level up to get which weapons are good now. And faith builds are really good. It doesn't really matter what you start as, guys. Try to get your iframe. Thank you. Yeah, you can change your build up however, no matter what you started as. Like, you can start as a faith build, go intelligence if you want. You might be a few levels behind, but you'll get them back towards the end, especially. As long as you're reaching your requirements and your weapons and stuff are upgraded, your scaling is going to be perfect. It might not be as high as it would have been, but it ain't going to be that much lower. Not really enough to notice unless you're like running numbers. Because a lot of people talk about builds and they get into the mathematics of it all. Oh, well, this does 14 more damage, but the way it feels, when you're actually playing the game, you can't really feel it. You can't feel the difference, so it doesn't really matter what is mathematically better sometimes. Sometimes it does, but those are actually rare cases. You play a game like Dark Souls 3, scaling doesn't really matter at all. By the end of the game, you'll be lucky if your main damage stat has 35 or 40. You do just fine, Pretty much the same thing here. More scaling's better, but when you're doing a hybrid, looks like we got company. Yeah, when you're doing a hybrid build with 2 damage stats, like 99% of everyone's gonna do, as long as you're at like 50-50 in game, you're good. There's nothing that you aren't gonna be strong enough to tackle, just to be honest. And we don't need to take this guy out, but since he's gonna be annoying, might as well just deal with him. Then we kind of look over and make sure we didn't miss any loot. Alright, so we'll obviously be staying towards this edge, where the cliff is, staying on our left. Like I said, we did a circle when we came in. Sticking to the left side pretty much the whole way. As long as you do that, you're not going to be missing anything. But we do want to look around the trees, check for our loose loot in the open areas here. Alright. The way we did this, I don't see us missing much. We still have another pillar to get. This is our last one over here. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going to miss much the way we navigate. That's what I said. If you lose count, I wouldn't really worry about it. Because when you do a full circle of the place, it's not a concern. It's like, yeah, you hit the like 8 pillars, sure. And usually after like the 5th or 6th one, I forget which number I'm on, obviously. But when you do a circle like this, you're good. Even at +6, this thing's getting massive amounts of damage. Alright, I should say, powers gather somewhere and horn remains. So that means the main boss is already, unlocked. We obviously hit the optional boss, which the optional boss is better, gives you a badass weapon. This one, it's just, you only get, I think we get a summons. Now there's a second version of this guy who's more of a true boss. He's in a later underground area, and we get a remembrance for him. But this is like not like a demigod or anything. It's just like an animal we fight. Okay, so before we go on up there, there's still some other stuff to get. Just make sure you comb in your areas and not leaving anything. You might not see much with these crafting items or little runes, but you'd be surprised how they add up. They really, really do. So as we're going through, doing 100% walkthrough, hitting all optional areas and everything, if you just really comb everywhere and take your time, you're going to be in an amazing position at all times. You're going to have plenty of everything always. Like I have upgraded, I don't even know how many weapons, a few weapons. And if I go look at my Somber Stones, or Somber 5s, I still have like 10 ones, 32s, 8 3s, 8 4s, 2 5s, 1 6, or no, I'm out of 6s because there's some, that's fine, we're going to get more soon. But still, no 6s, 1 7, 1 8, 3 9s, and 1 10. Just, you're going through, you have plenty of everything here, guys. Look at this, 36 ones, 28 2s, 4 3s, I need more, which we'll get easily. 11 4s, 7 5s. So, these are good, and Caleb will get the rest of these drops off enemies and just finding them, and then we'll also get the other 5s we need to, reach 12. So if I found another basic weapon I wanted to use for Faith, I can go get 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, up to level 16, because it only takes 2. So how it works is you need 12 stones for 3 upgrades, 12 here, 12 here, 12 here. That gets you plus 3, plus 6, plus 9. So it goes 2, 4, 6. So as long as you have 2 of the next tier, so if we get up to plus 15 here, as long as you have 2 6s, you can get the next tier. You know what I mean? So we'll actually be able to get 1 into our 6 stones, which is nice. I mean, hell, we already have 4 7s and 2 8s working towards those. And the later game area you are, you'll get more of those drops from basic enemies even. And obviously the tunnels and caves and things like that, like when we get to Caled. Instead of enemies dropping smithing 1s and 2s, which they'll, occasionally do, it's going to be 3s and 4s. You get to Altus, people are dropping 5s. You get to later Altus, they start dropping 6s, That's just how it works. Oh, he's trying to buff. Dick. You will not kill me today, sir. You will not be buffing anyone. Yeah, they do that sometimes. In fact, there's other underground regions we're going to hit before too long. So they have like a woman version of these guys. And she's like twice their size and she sings. She has this little baby skull in her hand and she sings and it buffs all their health and their damage. So, defense and stuff like that. Alright. So there's your boss fight. That's where we got our map. Before we do that though, we want to go underneath. Well, we're just going to turn back around and hit this too. I forgot. Because underneath over there you get like a bow, so that's kind of cool. It's not really much here. I think we get some, like, inside there, it looks hidden, and you have to find your way in there, which can be a pain in the ass if you don't know. But all it is dwelling arrows. You think you're getting something so good, and you're just not. Ghost Clover 3. No! Some of a biatch. Oh, I hate when it does shit like that. It's alright, because we can just go from the grace at the beginning and run straight across. We've definitely had some deaths on this episode, but it's okay. We've, I guess we've only died like twice, but still. Yeah, we're all the way up here, so let's get closer. This will be our closest, so for Riverbank, that's going to be our closest side of Grace, guys. I only got 10 minutes left. Perfect amount of time to do the Great Jars quest and all of Swordford River. While we're right here, let's just go ahead, go straight for your steps here, but go right. We have to do this anyways, and at least now, after we do the side stuff, we get to the boss, we just go straight in and not have to worry about it. There's no need to kill these guys. If you want to, you can. Only thing really here is like a shield, some crafting stuff. Decent shields, just like the shield you start with, pretty much. Inverted Hawk Peter shield, but I think it has like higher magic defense. Now, heading towards the boss section, but we're gonna pass it and go all the way back down to where we were. Like I said, this side path, nothing really comes from it, but with it being 100% walkthrough, I have to try, at least try to get everything, you know what I mean? And I was just looking at our weapons when I was respecking them. We've done excellent. I mean, we have so much stuff already, guys. It's quite absurd. We're just getting started still. What is wrong with this? you guys see what's going on here? What is happening? What the fuck? I feel like it keeps like pulling. Try this again. So as you see, you jump straight past the item. What you do is you work your way all the way down. You should, and hopefully it don't fuck us this time. Okay, thank you. It does that sometimes on torrent. It starts feeling real janky. But so you come here, stone sword key, and then we're gonna get like some magic dwelling arrows, and that's all that really comes from it. So from here, working your way back, you guys remember the little where I died, I'm sure. Go grab my runes. It was 20,000. I'm glad I came back. All right, stick to your right. Now this is gonna feel really shady, guys. Just trust me on this. It's never failed me. Just hug tight to the left. It's gonna bring you right back around. Sit you down right here. Didn't want to look behind us just in case, but yeah, nothing's there. Just gonna grab our dwelling arrows. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. I would not try to land on that. For some reason, when you drop off, you end up getting killed. Even though you use the spirit spring, it doesn't matter because you've already landed once. Alright, now we can hit the lower portion here under the boss fight and get the bow. So this is that bow that goes with the arrows we just picked up, those dwelling arrows. It's a horn bow, same bow these guys are using. I missed something. Okay, gold root 6. I didn't have that wrote down. Probably just because it's just a rune, but still, wanted to grab it. Okay. So now, the only thing we had left note-wise, and you know what I planned for this episode, is the boss itself. We've effectively went through, got all the items. Now you can go through and double check, but remember we've already hit those platforms as we went through, and I told you, hey, don't worry about that transporter. And so there shouldn't be anything left here, guys. If you're seeing stuff on the ground, it's probably because it's stuff that's respawned because we died, you know what I mean? Or maybe a couple glove words we missed. No big deal. We've got plenty, and you know we cleared this area pretty well, so I guarantee we have pretty much all. All right, so the body you just seen is what we'll be fighting. It's just like a big ass stag. Now this one isn't so bad. He does like magic. He can throw magic down. It kind of looks like magic flames on the ground. This is worth using a summon for, in my opinion. Not because it's hard, but he's all over the place and he likes to run. So if our summons can keep him busy, we might be able to get some hits in. That stuff, the regular physical stuff he does isn't really the issue. This kind of stuff he likes to do. Wow, God. Our incantations are hitting hard as hell. As he does that to close the gap, you can't really get to him. Unfortunately, your summon does like to kind of sit in that. Is good. Still do it because it's not a hard fight. It's kind of just hard to get to him, you know, but bye-bye. Yeah, not too bad, right? That gets you ancestral follower ashes, and with that, we have completed our first 2 underground areas. All of the Ansel River that we have access to right now, and all of the Siofra River that we have access to right now. So, our next step is to actually start from, we'll start from Rockview Balcony, but we are going to have to work backwards at this church, so yeah. And we already have notes on this, we're ready to rock and roll, so I'm off work for the evening. I'm going to keep on working on these episodes to get them out for you guys and get us caught up now that we've had to redo the whole walkthrough. But so far, you know, whole first region, whole second region, both of our first underground regions, and we're already in Caleb. So we're doing awesome, guys. Let's go ahead and jump over to Rockview Balcony and get ready for next episode. short are we about level? 7,000. God, I keep eating these up. I don't know if I would want to, but I just want to wait. Well, I am kind of behind on levels. I'll probably just keep using them. And they're not like a make me or break me situation, to be, completely honest. We're still short. Like 1,000, I'll get it. Alright, so if we end up respecing, we'll go to strength. But for now, until it becomes a problem where I'm like not able to use weapons, you know what I mean? I might keep it here. Although, while I was looking at weapons, guys, when we went to Altus to do Varus quest offline, like right now we can even use Bloodhound Spang, which is nice. But we picked up this, and it's like we got these that are really nice as well. Obviously, I'll need more smithing stones, but they'll come. So I'm kind of just looking at options here. I only have 2 more larval tiers, but when we go, we're gonna get another one here. When we go to the underground, we're gonna get like 4 or 5. So I'm not really worried about it. And we just bought one, so I'm kind of thinking this weapon's nice. In case you guys don't know, you're a newer player, and I did suggest strength faith. This weapon is a good weapon until you get the main weapon I'm suggesting for you guys to use. Because look, causes blood loss build up 55, but when you actually read about it, check this out. Huge bludgeon with 3 stars at the striking end. Though primarily striking weapon, the star spikes cause blood loss. So you're getting blood loss, and you can change the affinity to do like fire blood loss. But on top of that, with the 2-handed, watch your health. See how we're missing health? Watch this. So every time you hit, every single hit. That's what I was trying to get to. A blood-stained star is a ill omen, a fact not lost upon those against whom this weapon is brought to bear. Landing attacks slightly restores HP. And you can change Ashes of War. We can put different affinities. Like I can go right here. And I can put, where's it at? I can actually put Flaming Strike on it, right? And now we got Flame Art. We can get some base scaling, strength, and dex. You can either get, strength and dex or faith, strength, and dex. So, getting us some pretty good damage. So this is unupgraded. You won't see the true damage until 2-handed. So 247 unupgraded, But it gives you health back. We can get fire damage. We can get blood loss. So, there's one solid ass choice. And then you got this. Like I said, once again, I'm going to have to spec into strength. But another just nice strength weapon we can put fire on to go with our faith build. Really neat moveset, and the heavy attacks, I really like those a lot. And it comes out quick for a strength weapon. I mean, there are some options for dex too. Like we have this. But as long as I keep my talisman on, if I bring my, because you need at least 15 dexterity for a blasphemous blade. Very powerful weapon I'm recommending for newer players when I said strength faith though. And I might just go ahead with the recommended build to do the walkthrough with you guys. I know I just did it, but I've been thinking about it and I'm like, well, if I recommend it to them, I should be using it too, unfortunately. At least till I get this build complete, and then I can go back and like, okay, now let's all do our own thing. You know what I mean? I'd feel better about it, not say, no, you use this and I'm just going to use something else. So I'm going to go faith strength until, I've fully put the build together for you guys, and then I'm just going to do my own thing. And at that point, we'll be so late in the game, no matter what you're doing, you're good anyways. But like I said from the start, this walkthrough is covering every build, so I don't even have to do this, but, I feel like I probably should. But regardless, another thing to mention, if you want to look and you're thinking, okay, well, I want to do the suggested build because it seems like it'll be helpful, but maybe there's some dex weapons. Well, you have, faith dex options as well, guys. You have the Winged Scythe, blood loss, holy, physical. You have, obviously this one, dex faith. You have this one, dex faith, blood loss, fire, physical. So there's some options for either. It's just, depending on what you guys want to do. Now, whether you go dex faith or strength faith doesn't really matter. But with a strength faith, you'll have access to great shields. But either way, guys, we are going to wrap up here next episode. We are going to go ahead and start with Kaled. Now, if you want to do faith strength, I will tell you this weapon is excellent to buy you time. So still level faith strength, keep your talisman on so you reach the requirements. Because skilling doesn't quite matter yet, but it'll buy you time until we get, the great sword we're going for and stuff like that. But so I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys on stuff before we keep going, as starting to get a little bit harder, places and stuff. So, but we are going to wrap up here at Rockview Balcony. We'll be back here shortly. As always, thank you guys for the support. I hope you're enjoying the walkthrough, and we'll see you soon.